was building houses on construction sites. Tonight, I just played my first college football game in front of 110,000 people in Michigan.
New Mexico punter Daniel Hughes with some words to live by. Do not waste another minute delaying the chase of your dreams. Hi everybody, I'm Jesse Kurtz here in the Mountain West Network studio, where it's time to get motivated and inspired by perhaps the most interesting man in the Mountain West. To do so, we head down to the Duke City and bring in Daniel Hughes, punter for the New Mexico Lobos. Daniel, fresh off the practice field, appreciate you making time for us.
Yeah, likewise, pleasure's mine.
Yeah, so let's talk about who you are. Let's set the table right now. You're from Melbourne, Australia, grew up playing footy, and made it as high as the semi-pro level. What led you to looking into playing college football here in the United States?
Living in the States is always something I've wanted to do, and when I found out about Pro Kick Australia, they pretty much convert Australian footballers into college punters. I was like, I've got a pretty big leg, let's give this a go, and fast forward a couple of years later, I'm in Albuquerque.
Yes, you are, and you're one of the new players for the Lobos this season. You're a 27-year-old sophomore, and I hate to break the news to you, those don't grow on trees too often. And is it strange for you being teammates with guys that are sometimes a decade younger than you?
Oh, look, there's some conversations I hear I sort of have to walk away from, but all in all, I'm pretty much on the same page with them. Like, I'm a big kid, so I have no issues with the age.
Footy is a very aggressive and physical sport. I have no doubt that you're as tough as anyone out on the football field right now. Any chance you go tell Coach Eck to let you suit up as a tight end or an edge rusher?
Absolutely no chance.
Why not? You're perfect for this.
I've done my years of that. I see how hard those boys hit. I'm happy just kicking the ball. They can do their thing.
All right, well, let's talk about the Aussie punters, because there's a long lineage of great Aussie punters that have found success here in the Mountain West. In fact, some of the best punters we've ever seen in this league have come from down under. Tyson Dyer, Paddy Turner, James Ferguson Reynolds are a few that come to mind. How familiar were you with their success when you were in Australia?
Those guys in particular, I wasn't too familiar with. James Ferguson Reynolds, obviously, he's just dominated, so I knew a little bit about him. But Tyson was nice enough to reach out to me the first week I was here. He drove me around Albuquerque, he took me out for a coffee, so him and I have become friends since I moved here.
Well, and Aussies across Lobo sports have found great success in Albuquerque. Hugh Greenwood, former basketball fan favorite from Australia, went on to play professional footy, had a great success in that. You familiar with his success?
I know Huey. Yeah, I don't know him personally, but I know what he did back home, so I know he's a big deal around here.
Well, if Lobo fans take to you like they took to him, you're in for a real treat down in Albuquerque. So you're very active on social media, and you have quite the following. Over 20,000 followers on Instagram, where you're sharing your journey in Albuquerque. What inspires you to open up your world to the fans like this?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. It's number one, I just enjoy making content, so it's nice and easy and natural for me to do it. The two main reasons are, number one, there was no content when I was coming through. Like, people weren't recording anything, you couldn't see what was going on. So now I know the next generation of punters that come through, they're going to have all this content that I've put out. I know some other guys doing it as well now. And the other side is NIL. Like, I'd love to get some NIL deals while I'm out here as well.
Well, you're certainly deserving of that. And in a recent video, after playing your first FBS game in front of over 100,000 people at the Big House at the University of Michigan, you went to social media to challenge folks to follow their dreams.
Anyone who wants to chase their dreams, if you're not happy with what you're doing, this is your sign to go do that. Don't live an average life. Go do what you want to do. Best thing I do.
What was the point where you decided you needed to take that leap of faith?
Probably my mid-20s. I was at a bit of a crossroad. I was in Australia. I had a very successful construction company, but I just wasn't fulfilling what I wanted to do in life. I've always wanted to be a professional athlete. I've always wanted to do that full time. So there was a bit of a bridge where I had to make a decision. Ended up selling my company. I stopped playing football in Australia, and I was like, nope, this is it. I'm going to go chase my dream. So that little video when I was walking at Michigan was just to be like, hey, look, this has happened over 2.5 years. You're never too old. It's never too late. It's just something you got to go do if you want to do it.
It's great words to live by, and I think he inspired many people. And by the looks of scrolling through your social media accounts, you're also a fitness guru, you're in great shape, an adrenaline junkie, a world traveler, an all-around life of the party. If you were not playing football, what would you be doing?
Probably the same stuff. Plus a bit of bit of time with friends and family, but like that's my life. Gym, fitness, adventure stuff, traveling, that's very happy doing that sort of stuff.
What are some of the things that you have done, that you have documented on social media that have brought you the most joy?
I think the discipline stuff, the things that people don't like doing, that personally brings me the most joy. When I'm not out partying, or I'm not out like wasting time, or I'm training, I'm eating a disciplined diet, that personally brings me the most happiness.
Tell me about the bungee jumping. That looked scary as all get out.
Yeah. So when I sold my company, two of the employees, they're not even really employees, they were just my friends at the time, but two of my employees that were there through it with me from the beginning, I was like a little thank you. We went to New Zealand for a week and we just did all this adventure stuff. So bungee jumping, skydiving, whitewater rafting. Yeah.
You also have a ton of ink on your body. How many tats do you have, and which tattoos carry the most special meaning to you, and why?
Yeah, so I'm getting close to about 100 now. I've pretty much got my body covered except for my arms and my throat, but that's going to happen pretty soon, I think. The most sentimental tattoo I've got, I had my mum write down a saying she would say to me all the time. It says, "Breathe, I love you." So I got her handwriting. I'll see if I can get it on the camera for you. Got her handwriting tattooed on my wrist. So it's on the left side, close to my heart. So at least it's always over here with me.
That's awesome. I love that story, and you're living your dream, and I know everybody is proud of you back at home. And 2 weeks ago, like we said, you hit the pinnacle. You played at the Big House. Well, this Friday, you hit one of the other iconic venues in college football. You get a chance to play at the Rose Bowl. You're just checking them off as you go here in season 1 down in New Mexico. When you sit back and you think about the opportunity that you've created for yourself, what sort of emotions do you feel?
A lot of pride. A lot of pride and a lot of satisfaction, just knowing that it's only just the beginning. Like, I've played 2 games and I've still got 4 years to go plus the league, so it's just the start of something big.
Yeah, well, there's no question about that, and it's easy to see why you're the life of the party, why so many people want to be a part of what you're doing, and I know, as you mentioned, it is just the beginning. Daniel, you are a breath of fresh air. We're so proud that you are here in the Mountain West, and thank you for giving us a chance to be a part of your journey on social media. Best of luck the rest of the season, and best of luck on Friday at the Rose Bowl.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
You bet. That's Daniel Hughes, punter for the New Mexico Lobos, who, by the way, you can see battle the UCLA Bruins this Friday night. Kickoff from the historic Rose Bowl is set for 7 p.m. Pacific time to be televised by the Big Ten Network. For the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Jesse Kurtz.